Fun fact, only 4.4% of you guys are actually subscribed, and I spend a lot of time researching to help you guys out. So please, if you do find the video helpful, please consider subscribing and like the video while you're down there. Comment any questions that you do have and enjoy. In today's video, I will be showing you guys, in my personal opinion, the best builds in NBA 2K21 next gen. The first build that I'm going to be talking about is what I think is the best overall build, the first build that you should make. For this build, you're going to need to be a power forward. Overall, power forward is just the best position, gives you so many more badges. This is going to be kind of like an all-around build, so you're going to want to go 6'7". You're also going to want to drop the weight to 210 pounds to make you as fast as possible. However, you're going to want to max out the wingspan to make up for the block and the defense that you do lose by dropping your height and dropping your weight. For the body shape, I usually just go defined. It doesn't honestly really make it that much of a difference, and hit continue. First, let's just go ahead and get the obvious things out of the way. So now that I've done that, the first thing that I am going to want to do is scroll up and max out offensive rebound, because I think defensive badges are the most important in NBA 2K out of any other category. Then I'm gonna bump up my post control, so that way I can get exactly 17 badges and get a 56 post control. And then scrolling down to playmaking and shooting, I experimented with this a ton, and I found what I think is the best balance and the best way to optimize your badges, and that's going to be 78 free throw and 77 pass accuracy. By dropping my stamina to an 89, I'm able to get 22 playmaking badges, which is honestly so worth it because you're only dropping your stamina like 6 points. Dropping stamina is kind of weird. Like when you drop it like your first 5 points, you can get another badge, but then to get the badge after that, you have to drop it like 20 points or something like that. It's very weird, but I always think it's a worth it trade-off. Anyways, this is pretty much the rundown: 17, 22, and 24. Do some quick maths really quick. That is 85 badges according to my calculations, which is honestly mind-blowing considering the fact that your physicals are also max. I've seen other people make build videos where they don't have any physicals, but they have 97 badges, but like, what's really the point at that point? And for the takeovers, I'm gonna go for the first takeover, spot up, and then limitless range, because I do think having 2 sharp takeovers lets you get takeover faster, and you have built a scoring machine. Honestly, I don't know how it's not a 2-way scoring machine considering the fact that we have 24 defensive badges. Moving on to build number 2, the biggest issue with the previous build is that I had a pretty low 3-pointer, as well as I'm not able to unlock deep threes in Hall of Fame. So build number 2 is going to be a variation of this build, which allows me to get Hall of Fame deep threes and a 94 3-point rating. Obviously, you're still going to be a power forward. This build is going to look somewhat similar. Height is going to be 6'7", weight is going to be 210. However, the only thing that's going to change on this screen is you're going to drop your wingspan down to 6'11", so you can have a 93-point rating. This way, when you do hit 99 and you get the +4 attribute boost, you have a 94 3-point rating, which then entails that you get Hall of Fame deep threes. Per usual, we're just going to go ahead and max out the obvious things. I'm also going to max out offensive rebound to get 17 defensive and rebounding badges. And then I'm also going to just bump up steal to a 29 to get the 18th defensive and rebounding badge. Moving over to finishing, I'm going to max out my post control. As you can see, I can't drop it at all or else I'll lose a finishing badge. What I'm pretty much going to do next is put the free throw at 54 and the pass accuracy at 75, because that way I have an equal number of shooting badges and playmaking badges. As I already said, I've experimented with this a ton. This is the best way to maximize your badges. You also can drop stamina to a 92, get that extra playmaking badge, which is honestly pretty clutch. Obviously, this build has less badges, mostly in the defensive and rebounding category. That's simply due to the fact that you have a lower wingspan. However, you will get better shooting badges, and you will get Hall of Fame deep threes and higher 3-point rating. So it's up to you which build you want to make. For takeovers, we're just pretty much going to go spot of precision, ankle breaking shots. Sure, I don't think you guys really care about the takeovers. And you have built a scoring machine. Again, I mean, I guess 2K. Moving on to the third build of the video, this is going to be your good old point guard build. Now, obviously, I could be a point forward, but I feel like I want to stay true to being a point guard and actually make myself a point guard. For the body settings, I would recommend just staying at 6'3". I feel like that's a pretty good height. And then you're going to want to increase the wingspan to 6'9". If you go any higher, you'll lose some 3-point rating, which is not something you want to lose. And then you're also going to want to drop the weight not to minimum, though, because at minimum, there's really no gain. And at 180 pounds, that's the highest you can go while maintaining your 95 speed and acceleration. As you can see, if I bump it up to 181, I'll lose it. And that is not something I want to do. And body shape, I don't really care. Again, let's just go ahead and get the obvious things out of the way. It won't be as many categories just simply due to the fact that I don't have as many attributes to play with. The first thing that I'm going to want to do is max out post control because that is the best regards. And then you can bump up driving layup to a 73 to get 8 finishing badges. You're also going to want to put your free throw up so you can get 24 shooting badges. And then put your playmaking up so you can get 19 playmaking badges. And then, as you can see, if I drop my stamina to a 93, I can also get 11 defensive and rebounding badges, which is worth it in my opinion. On point guards, you just don't get as many badges, which is why I've seen a lot of people drop their speed and acceleration to 91, since technically when you hit 99 plus gym rat, you still have 99 speed and acceleration. But I feel like you can just apply that logic to other categories. Like when you hit 99 and you buy boost, you can get a 99 3-pointer still. But if you do want to do this strategy, be my guest, it's honestly not a bad option. You can go ahead and get an extra shooting badge and an extra playmaking badge. And then with the last 2 attribute points, I would recommend throwing on acceleration and not speed, because acceleration is more important, since acceleration is how fast you actually speed boost with the ball, and speed is just like when you're running around without the ball. It's your decision whether you're willing to grind for gym rat and grind for 99 overall, or if you just want it off the jump. I already know ahead of time a lot of you guys are gonna be wondering why I don't have perimeter defense. I'm gonna just show you. If I drop down steal, drop down all these ratings, and put it on perimeter defense, 0 defensive badges, and 82 perimeter defense, is that really worth it? No. And I've played on this build before. Trust me, you can still play good defense if you just stay in front of them and you can get a bunch of steals. It's honestly sometimes better just because of the number of steals you get. For takeovers, I'll just go with both sharp takes, and we have built a scoring machine again. Moving on to build number 4. This is pretty much going to be a center build. However, we're not going to be a center. In actuality, we're going to be power forward, just because you're faster and you get more badges. For the height, we're going to drop it down 1 to 6'8". You can see how much this helps, and the only thing you really do lose is standing dunk and block, and standing dunk doesn't really matter. And if we just max out our wingspan, then we can make back our block, which is pretty important. And I'm also going to drop the weight to 210. This is a pretty tough decision. Some people might not agree with me, but I'm going to do this because my playstyle is really just setting screens and rolling to the basket, and it's not really reliant on me not getting back down or me backing down the opponent. So it just doesn't really matter to me, and I don't really need more than 72 stamina to play good defense against post scorers. Let's go ahead again, just get the obvious things out of the way. And boom, just like that, all the obvious things are out of the way. The first thing I am going to do is bump up free throw to 12 shooting badges. And then also bump up post control to 23 finishing badges. And then y'all see I'm going to bump up perimeter defense to exactly 28 defensive and rebounding badges. And then if I max out pass accuracy, just look at this. 27 playmaking badges. In total, that is 90 badges. Now, in my opinion, this isn't worth doing. If you want to just rock with 90 badges, go ahead and be my guest. But in my opinion, it's not worth doing, and here's why. First off, you don't have clamps yet. And second off, you don't have brick wall. In my opinion, brick wall is an extremely vital badge. In order to set good hard screens, you actually do need brick wall. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is drop pass accuracy to 21. I'm gonna lose a bunch of badges, but in my opinion, 27 is just so excessive. If you want 27, go ahead and rock 27. And then I can put up strength just a little bit so I can get 62 strength. And this will allow me to get gold brick wall. The second thing I am then going to do is drop down offensive rebound and bump up perimeter defense to an 80 so I can get gold clamps while still have 27 defensive and rebounding badges. If you want to, you can drop your stamina down 10 to get the 28th defensive and rebounding badge, but in my opinion, it's not worth it. I know by losing playmaking badges, I'm losing a ton of badges overall, and it may not be worth it to you guys, considering that I went from like 90 something badges to like 83. In my opinion, it is worth it just because I think gold clamps and gold brick wall are extremely important badges, especially to be a center that's running twos. For the center takeovers, first one you're gonna go with is see the future, and then second, I'll probably go spot up precision. And I've built a playmaking 3-level scorer. How I got this name, I don't know. I have 27 defensive and rebounding badges, and it doesn't mention defensive or rebounding in this title at all. So I don't really know what to say. Moving on to the final build. This is going to be the final build, and this is going to be a kind of spot up build, hash sitter, corner sitter type of a build. And I'm going to be a small forward. I could go power forward to get more badges, but I want to mix it up, and not everyone in your team can be a power forward. The first thing that I'm going to want to do is drop it down the height 1. This way I can just have a little bit of a higher three-pointer, be a little quicker on the defensive end. And then I'm going to max on my wingspan since I am a lockdown and I don't want to be bullied and I want to really have a defensive impact. Let's go ahead and get the obvious things out of the way as usual. Boom, and just like that, all the obvious things are out of the way. As you can see, I haven't touched playmaking yet because I don't really ball handle on this build. I also maxed out steal in perimeter, which took a big chunk of my overall, since they're in general pretty difficult to upgrade. If I didn't do that, I could get a ton more badges, but in my opinion, this is kind of like a lockdown build, and I think it's really important. The next thing that I'm gonna want to do is max out free throws so I can get 24 shooting badges. I can drop this down to a 93 to just make sure I still have 24 shooting badges. And then with the rest of my attribute points, I'm going to throw it on speed with ball. I can drop this down a little bit to just have 3 playing badges. This way, I can at least have gold quick first step, which is pretty important in my opinion. Just to be able to rim run from time to time or just find your open shot. You're really never going to do more than one dribble move, which is why it's not worth upgrading ball handle at all in my opinion. I'm also going to put the rest on standing dunk to have 4 finishing badges. And that way I can at least have Hall of Fame posterizer, which is an extremely important badge. Obviously, it's kind of like a weird looking build, and obviously it's honestly not that great if you're going to be doing anything but just sitting corner and playing defense. And it's pretty much all this build is good for. If you want like a different build, I recommend making a different build, obviously. Right here, I'm going to go spot precision and extreme clamps, since that's pretty much what you do. You shoot and you play defense. And I've built a 2-way 3-level scorer, which honestly, I think is a pretty fitting name. I can score inside, I can shoot outside, as well as being able to play insane defense. Honestly, if you're not a power forward, it is a little bit tough for you, but I feel like I made it work at least somewhat well. Anyways, y'all, that's all 5 builds on my list today. If you want me to make another build, let me know in the comment section. I will look at it and I will take suggestions. I will end up making one of the builds in the comment section. So let me know what build you want to see next. If you did enjoy the video, please like the video and subscribe if you are new to the channel, as I did spend a lot of time researching for this video. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.